If I say Graham Russell and Russell Hitchcock, would you think of Air Supply? They're the two guys that formed the group. They're out of Australia, and they sound the same today as they did 40 years ago. This interview with them, I conducted back in 2011.
Is there a routine you get into? There has to be, yeah.
There is the day of the show. You know, we pretty much do the same things every day. But, you know, travel these days is a bit of a crapshoot. You never know if it's going to get cancelled or delayed or whatever. So you've just got to, you know, have the mentality of just go with the flow, and whatever happens is meant to be, and you can't change it. So just, you know, just handle it as best you can.
You take time off during the year, you have to.
Not really.
No?
You know, I think the most we've taken off in any length of time is probably 2 or 3 weeks. But we just keep doing it, you know, because we have a lot of fans, and we really do, you know, still love what we do, love performing together. We have a great bunch of guys that work with us, and, you know, just even reciting the schedule that Graham did is exciting to both of us. To be able to get to do this, you know, every day for a living is unbelievably fab, you know.
But you're not getting on each other's nerves after all these years?
No.
Not yet. But you know, even when we travel, we do our own thing. You know, you get into your own rhythm, and often we don't even sit next to each other on planes.
Right.
Sometimes we do, but it's whatever happens. You know.
Vanishing Race about American Native Indians.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration? Was it just the sadness of it all, or what?
It was a little, yeah. You know, I kind of got in. I've always been into the Native American Indians, you know, and native races everywhere actually, and reading about their plight, and it's kind of sad, you know. But it's something that's typical all over the world. Aboriginal races all over the world get mistreated, and I thought that what happened to the American Indians was kind of terrible. You know, they got lied to, and they gave them the lands and they took them away. And they were, and probably are, the vanishing race, you know.
You've got to be thrilled. You're still being played on radio all over the world, your music.
Yeah.
Well, it's a testament to the song, certainly, and Graham's talent at writing, and, you know, the way we perform them we think is still unique. But it is very, you know, heartwarming to think that stuff that you did 30 years ago or 35 years ago is still being played and enjoyed by new generations of listeners now. It's fantastic.
When you were very young guys, we're going back to the 70s now, mid-70s, the first day you ever heard one of your songs on the radio, what did it do to you?
Oh, it's a thrill you can't even describe the euphoria. It's great. Because when you hear a song of that you recorded, you think you've made it, you know, you think, now we've made it now, we can relax now. You know, it's that kind of thing, but of course, that's not true. But it's a great feeling. It was great for us because we'd, you know, been doing our thing for a long time, and then suddenly to hear it on the radio was great.
You, Graham, you said we're broke, didn't you?
Well, we were. We both knew that, certainly. After we toured with Rod Stewart in '77, we went back to Australia, and our career was just dead in the water. We had 7 guys in the band, and we were getting offered $200 a night to play, and we just couldn't afford to do it, you know.
That was disheartening.
Oh, very. But, you know, once again, you have to have that passion and belief in your talent, and you know, Graham was very driven more than I was at that point to keep going and say, you know, we've got the talent, we've got the songs, so let's just not give up because we have something really special. And fortunately, you know, he talked me into sensibility, you know.
But you can't give up, you know.
No.
The alternative, if you give up, is anonymity.
Well, I get a lot of people that...
Anonymity, there we go.
Where are the best audiences when you travel? I'm sure some here, but...
Well, you know, they're pretty much consistent from when we first started playing, especially overseas. Asian audiences particularly are much more involved than they were when we first played. But I'd probably say the most enthusiastic are Latin audiences because they wear their hearts on their sleeves. I mean, we play a show at 10 o'clock at night in Mexico. They arrive at 6 o'clock. So by the time you go on stage, they're going crazy anyway, from either waiting for you or, you know, anticipation. They sing very loudly. You know, they just emote. Whatever's in their hearts comes out. So I'd probably say that region probably.
Well, they're very outgoing people.
Yeah.
You know.
They are, yeah.
Our backgrounds, all of us, from you know, bases from the English days, are a little more reserved. And when you see the Latinos tonight, you go, my God, are we reserved?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, when we first started to play Japan, we played the Budokan, a real famous concert venue there, and they had lights on each side of the stage that were like traffic lights. And, you know, if the green lights were on, that was okay, but if they started to get a bit rowdy, they'd put the orange lights on to not, you know, to tell people to not make so much noise, which they didn't anyway. And then if the red lights went on, they stopped the show. So they were under that's much supervision. But now, you know, they're jumping up and singing and doing all the stuff that everybody else does.
In fact, we were in Tokyo last week, and we did 6 shows in Tokyo, and we were surprised how vocal the crowd. I mean, the crowd were going crazy, but we've never seen it that much before. Have we?
Right.
You played during almost a hurricane, didn't you, in Cuba at that time?
It was a hurricane, yeah.
You know, I don't think, I mean, it's tragic losses, especially at the Sugarland concert as well, and you don't think about that happening until you see it on, you know, on the news. In fact, we all watched it in the dressing room, the replay of the stage collapsing, and you can't think about it because you just trust that the people that have put the stage together have it rigged correctly and it's, you know, tied down in the right places. But that stuff happens, and there's nothing you can do about it really. You just got to trust the people that you work with. And in fact, our tour manager said that if he'd been, you know, there, he would have cancelled the show way before that happened, because there's nothing worth losing a life.
He would have.
Didn't you have 175,000 people?
In Cuba, yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
Hurricane Dennis was coming in right as we went on stage, and it was raining, but the people just stayed there, you know. And when we went back to the hotel at about 4 a.m, all the windows of the hotel were boarded up from the inside, and there was no power, and there were hundreds of people everywhere in the lobby. You had to walk over people because people were going there for safety, you know. But it was quite incredible.
It was a real thrill for us in Cuba because we were the only act on the bill. It wasn't a festival, or, you know, they'd come to see us, which was very gratifying.
Had to be. Hey guys, come back to my theater, will you?
We'd love to.
When? Tomorrow?
Not this summer, maybe next summer.
Okay, we'd
Yeah.
love
It's
to,
always
Rick.
a summer thing with you guys.
Always a pleasure to see
Hey,
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you.